Okay, hello, hello, hello. Not sure if you're gonna be able to see me. It's pretty close up. What am I doing? I'm cutting a groove for kind of support. Could call it a truss rod, I guess. I'm gonna use some deang just to support the neck here. So this is the neck for my first flamenco guitar. It's a really beautiful Port Orford cedar. It's just so beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful. Watch this. I can just take this nice sharp chisel and just, take the tiniest shaving right off it. So basically, it's just so delicious. Because, I love the woods that I'm working with here, the hard tropical woods like my dang and my dadu. But they're so hard. And also the grain is kind of sometimes quite complicated, you could say. And of course cedar is like the ultimate straight grain wood in some ways. Anyways, I'm trying to get to about 7 millimeters, and I'll insert that rod. It's really just to stiffen it, just to give it a little bit more rigidity. Everything's for me at this stage is just trying stuff out. I think it's a good idea to have a support rod in there. Quite often I think ebony is a good choice, but I couldn't really afford to get, to get an extra ebony fingerboard or something to cut it up. So anyway, the my dang is like one of the hardest woods here. It should be quite helpful. Yeah. So anyway, so here I am. I cut the scarf joint. I glued it together. Later on, I'm gonna put. I don't have it here with me, but I have a faceplate here, and I'll glue that on, and all that stuff. So it's great fun. And the other thing about this, a lot of woods have a beautiful smell to them, eh? And for sure, the cedar really smells great. Really beautiful. I just love it. Where are we? I guess we're over here. So the width is kind of about what the chisel is. Pretty easy to go too wide, and that's not good. You don't have to really try to make this. Oh, dang. I'm cutting it, I think, so that it's just a little bit, as they say, proud of the top. So it'll just rise a little bit on the top, and then I can just trim that a little bit down. That's easier than if it's too low, and then, I don't know, what do I do? Try to fill it or something. Anyway, yeah. So I'm on my way with this instrument, bit by bit. I'm being really careful at first to figure out what the best thing to do is, like, what's my best, what technique do I need? How precise do the measurements need to be? A lot of this stuff is hard to know where you can kind of give and take a bit. Of course, I'm used to shamisen, and say doing the three-piece neck on a shamisen is crazy precise. It's hard to even say. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just all an exploration, and I love that. That's the best part of this whole thing. New learning. Never stop learning, eh? I'm using this other chisel that I have. It's a little thinner, so I can just widen the channel out a bit. This width of this chisel is about the same as the width, so I'm kind of shooting. That should work. I'll just do that to score it. You can use that as a guide. Yeah, just about half a millimeter more should do it. Super tiny. Also, the cedar is quite soft wood, right? So it's really nice to work with for that reason. You don't feel like your body's destroyed after a day of working with the soft wood. I'm not sure if you're gonna hear this. I don't have my mic with me, but anyway, whatever. I'm just blabbing. It's mostly just to show what I'm doing in terms of shavings. Look at that fine shaving. I just sharpened this chisel too, so it's really nice. Super nice. At least on my core, you know, on the cores and the gourd, I build a support in on the edge where the skin gets tacked on. It's about this wide. And my first cores I used cedar. It's a great wood. You just split it and it bends well, you know, bends easily and cleanly. And then that was when I was in Eastern Canada. And then when I was in the West, I used willow. Because it was there. It was there. No cedar around me, so it was in the prairies. Anyway, and now in Thailand, I use bamboo as a support, as the aura support stuff. Going local all the time whenever possible. Anyway, one thing I wasn't sure about was whether I should do one or two of these. You know, two would be more work, of course, but it's not so much that because it's not so difficult to do. Really. It's more trying to understand how much tension will be on it and how much support it's going to need. Anyway, so everything's at this stage is very much a discovery, and it'll be like this for years, I know, so that's why I like that. Okay, anyway, we're getting there. Yeah, anyway, I guess that's good enough, getting the idea. This is where I'm at now. Okay, see you later. Okay, oops. Let's get the mic here. Okay, I got the mic going. I thought that was just going to be a little bit of a thing, you know. But I decided that I'm going to do more. Hello. I don't know if you can see me. Oh, I should have flipped it around. Hang on a sec. I flipped it around. It's much wiser because now I can see what the camera's seeing, sort of. Well, it's kind of over bright though. Let's just see if we can move that away, if that helps. Not really. Hang on. Trying to get a good... that's probably better. See, the cedar's so white. So now you can see I've got this channel planed down to the width of this chisel, which is pretty close to the width of the wood, but a little narrower, it looks like. Anyway, I have to sand the wood down first, but you can see it's just starting to fit. So probably what I'll do is I'll just scrape this a touch more. And we'll get a ruler, see how... Oh, see, there's more. See how I'm wiggling it? There's more loss in the middle than the ends. So we'll just clear a bit more on each end. You know, mostly, generally speaking, people would do this with a router, right? Like an electric router. I don't have one, and I hate machine. Such a what do you call it again? Someone that hates machines. I don't hate machines, obviously. I'm using a phone to record this, but anyway, I love hand tools, and part of my whole thing about being up here was to try to make things so that if there's no electricity, no problem. Well, you know, no electricity can't work at night, for one thing. But in general, no big deal, right? It's getting a bit better. Hard to see without that light there. But yeah, this is mostly at the end. So I wanted a shop that I didn't necessarily need electricity for. And that's what I got. I mean, I have some electric tools that I use. I have a bandsaw, and I have a drill press. And those two things are super handy, don't get me wrong. Super handy. But, you know, I also have hand drills, so you know, I'm covered. And actually, in actual fact, the power does cut out here often enough that it wasn't a bad plan, you know. I mean, mostly I do have power. It's not, you know, I don't want to give the impression that I'm way off in the bush or something. I mean, I am in a small village up in the mountains and all. But, you know, there's obviously internet. It's getting better. Probably this needs to... I have internet and I have all that stuff. So I'm kind of covered, you know. Yeah. This is bugging me that there's not enough light. All for the sake of the camera. For you guys. Anyway, a lot of this is by feel anyway. Mostly trying to get this so it doesn't do that. So it's obviously... It feels like it's just at the ends, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll get it. That's actually pretty close. It's wiggling a bit, but it's not too bad. So now I'm just going to try and get this fitted down and then I'll fine tune it. We're pretty close though, that's for sure. Okay, I'll cut out for now and come back. Okay, look, see now, look at that, it's not wobbling at all. So I got it pretty flat. Pretty flat. So what have we got now? I've scraped this down a bit. Ooh, it's getting there. See how it's squeaking in there? I could probably just hammer that in, right? But I don't want to do that because I don't want to create a tension in the, because the neck is under a certain amount of tension. I mean, on a classical or flamenco, and this is a short scale, like 650 neck, which is like normal, I guess, or slightly, not the longest, anyway. So the string tension's not that high, like on a steel string or something. So, I want to create, what I'm trying to do is make this so it just slides in without too much forcing. Do you know what I mean? Like that's pretty good. So you can see, well, part of it is that my piece of my deang isn't even all the way through. And believe me, that's tricky. We're talking like 1/10 of a millimeter. Do you know what I mean? So it's probably all around 7 millimeters. So what I might do, and also it's probably not totally straight everywhere on the board. Oh, that has to go a bit forward. Put that there. Oops. Maybe there. Okay, so I could have an option of clearing more out of this or clearing it off the stick, or a combination of the two, which is probably the way to go. Problem with this is it's possible to, I don't want to scrape the bottom of that trench, you know. It would be easy to do. It's my bottom, that's my bottom. Tap that in. Oh, that's pretty good. But a little too tight, I'd say. Just a touch. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just sand it down. This is a kind of a metal bar, or aluminum, steel, I'm not sure. It's probably steel. Anyway, I got it actually for leveling frets, you know. Got it ahead of time, knowing I'd be needing it. But I use it a lot, actually. I just glue on some sandpaper, and it's a great small way to level things out, you know. Really good. I mean, also, I'll probably clamp it, you know, but that doesn't need a ton of clamping, I don't think. because it's so snug. And when I put the glue in, let's tap that down. Actually, let's get a little hammer. When I put the glue in, it'll probably expand a bit. Oh, that's a good depth, I think. I don't know if that's too tight. I don't know. There's so much I don't know. That's just the reality of this work right now, which I love. I think I could go a little bit smooth, a little bit more open. Because, I'm going to put the glue in and that'll... what am I trying to say? That'll expand the wood. It'll expand the cedar probably more. It's lighter. But my deang, it's so dense, Probably hardly anything would absorb. Well, some would absorb, but otherwise glue wouldn't work, I guess. But probably. Oh, that's pretty good. I figure if I can get most of it in with finger pushing, then we're probably good to go. Let's see, just check. Ooh, that looks pretty, eh? Okay, I think that's good. Well, we'll see. If it's not good, I'll find out when the neck explodes on me. I just don't know. Now I'm not sure. Now I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, so I'll stop this, get my glue in, I'll show you gluing it. Okay, hello! I'm going to tilt this up a bit, see if we can get a better view. Can we see? Yeah. Okay, how's that? Whoosh, about the same. I guess that'll do. I wonder if I can... Okay, that's better. I got the exposure better. Okay, so now I've got my glue. This is my LMI yellow instrument maker's glue. It's really good, actually. On this instrument, I'm going to be using a combination of this stuff and hide glue. Hide glue I'm going to use definitely for the I use the hide glue for all the braces and stuff. My thinking is that if a brace comes loose, that way a repair person can fix it and not have to take the bloody instrument apart to get at it. Because if you just use white glue, you have to get rid of all the glue if you have to re-glue it, whereas hide glue you can glue over, Anyway, yeah. So I use hide glue a lot actually for my shamisen. I use it for gluing the skins on, and I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm the only person that does that, but I might be. I might be the only person that uses the old brown liquid hide glue. It's excellent stuff. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so we'll smooth this. Ouch. Oh yeah. Doesn't need a lug, it's a pretty tight joint. That's for sure. Let's see. The other thing I'm pondering a lot because of where I live. Oops, which hand am I using? Damn. I think this is the end here. Because of where I live, it's dealing with humidity is an issue, right? Okay, I'm gonna bang a bit. pretty good. Pretty darn good. Right, so where am I? I need a towel or something. Yeah, so living where I am, I mean, where I used to live, dryness was the biggest problem. Whereas here, of course, it's excess humidity is the problem. Anyway, so I'm learning so much, and there's a lot I don't know in terms of working with this humidity level, right? I mean, that's not okay. Let me rephrase that. That's not exactly true because I've been building instruments here since I got here, and they've been working out really well. But one thing with the shamisen is I usually use a very dense tropical hardwood, right? And I think that's good. I think that these tropical hardwoods. Well, anyway, they work well in this climate. I think they're just so dense that I mean, they make docks out of them and stuff, for God's sakes. Anyway, I think it's a different world when you start dealing with things like cedar and spruce and stuff. So I'm quite a bit more conscious of that aspect. Anyway, there we go. It's stuck in there. It's a little bit proud of the level, so I'll shave that down. I'll let that dry for an hour, and then I'll smooth that out, and I'll I'll glue on the faceplate, and I have to thin things out a bit, and then I have to glue in a heel bit here that will attach to the guitar here. But look, it's almost like you can see what it might be. Okay, thanks guys. Okay, hello, I'm back. Well, it's been an hour, and hello. That's probably enough for this. It's looking pretty good. Probably use a wider chisel. Let's see what we got here. Just want to flatten it down to the surface level. I don't want to, oops, sort of splitting this way. Probably need to go this way, yep. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flip it, because it's a little awkward to go that direction. We'll go this way. Is it too much light? Oh, what if we do this? Oh yeah. Okay. No, this chisel needs sharpening, that's for sure. How about this one? Oh, this one maybe. Ugh, darn. This could be sharpened too. What else we got? I think this is my... Anyway. Sharpen your chisels. Dull chisels are asking for trouble. Without a question. Without doubt. No doubt. Oh yeah, that kind of works pretty well. Gotta be careful moving my excuse me. I'm breathing some I have to be careful moving my chair around because there's some big wide holes in the boards here, and I just go tumbling. What is it? Ass over tea kettle or whatever it is. What if we use this thing. Might be the best option. All in all, what we can do. Look at what a big mess this is. Keep your workspace tidy. Okay, I need a pencil. Hang on a sec. I'll be back. Okay. Oh, I got a pencil here. What can I do so I can sand that, but not that? Here's what we can do. Okay, so if we start sanding the pencil, we know we've gone too far. There has to be a better way. Has to be. What about my little mini plane? No. Yeah, I don't think this is good. It's hard to see. Hard to see what I'm doing there. What about just using the narrow chisel? That way it's right on top of the wood. Yeah, that's actually smart, I think. Oops. It's not too bad a deal if I touch the board, because I'll probably sand that down a touch anyway. This end was sticking up a bit high, so we'll just, actually, you know what we'll do? Yeah, this is probably getting pretty boring now. Not too much exciting things happening here, but we'll angle it a bit so I can get it better. Oof. Should probably put this in. There we go. That's a handy thing, by the way. You can buy them at Lee Valley, but I made that one. Kind of obvious, I guess. Of course, if you had some sort of machining ability, that's too low now. You could probably cut the groove and cut the wood to precise measurements. So you just pop it in there and done. But that's not how we work here, I guess. Usually I listen to music or other stuff while I do this, but I can't do that while I'm talking. Oh, you know what might work? Let's try. Whoosh. My bag is a big mess. Okay, I've got some Japanese style knives. Probably this one would be better. That might work. Oh yeah. Okay, now we're talking. These are great knives. These are from Japan. Very simple, not too expensive. Double layered steel. Totally, I could do that too. I guess we could use a scraper. Yeah, see, I'm learning, eh? The next one will be faster. Nice with the scraper, I can test the height over the wood. I use scrapers a lot for all my instrument making work. Actually, sometimes I use the edge of my chisel as a scraper. That works pretty well too. Yeah, so this is doing pretty good because I'm just starting to touch on the pencil lines there. So let's move that down. Ugh, this must be really boring, sorry. But I have to change I have a thing called instructional videos where I throw this stuff, which is fine for some of the videos, but this isn't really, well, it might be instructional to some people, but a lot of people already, like, if, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really instructing here, I'm learning here. But maybe that's instructive in its own way. How do we learn, you know? Learn by doing. So anyway. Oh, yeah. Beauty. Oh, it's beautiful. It's going to be nice to know there's a bit of my deang in the middle of this. It's a great wood. I've been making a lot of shamisen lately with my deang, including the commission I currently have, which is a left-handed instrument, which I have videos on. It's doing pretty good. Well, you know, before I glue the fingerboard down and everything, I'll definitely be leveling this out and stuff. Fine-tuning, you know. So I'll take it to a certain point at least. And we have this little bit here. Well, I've got a number of saws, like Japanese type saws, which I love. It's mostly what I use, actually. But I'll tell you, there's this little one. Boy, do I ever use it a lot. Okay, this one here. It's small, but boy, is it ever handy. It's not actually, I'm doing this like flush cutting here. It's not a flush cutting saw, so I have to be a little careful. I'm just have to shave that down a bit. Again, try not to dig into that cedar. And I have to say, it's held its sharpness really well. Like crazy well. So I've used it for quite a lot of instruments with some heavy wood. supposed to go this way. Can you even see that bit? I guess you can. Anyway, part of one thing I was saying was, I'm a pretty good instrument maker, I think. Not my point, really. It's more, my point is more, I really like exploring new ideas and things, you know? Okay, that'll do that, I think. Right, so that's that. Next part will be gluing. Which bit? I guess this bit. I'll be gluing this right here onto here. Then I'll drill holes for the. I'm using tuning pegs, like kind of like violin or viola pegs, I guess, is the taper. Yeah. Wow, it's really close. Wow, that's really close. Okay. Right on the button. Right, anyway, enough of that. I'm just blabbering away now, so it's not that exciting. Okay, so I hope everyone's doing great. Thanks for watching.